Welcome, Never Betters, to my YouTube channel. I'm Susan, and this is Buddy Sherman. We are so grateful you are here. So today I've prepared a 45-minute Power Vinyasa Flow yoga class for you, all about movement and message. In the flow, we're going to move in and out of variations of eagle pose. The message is about steadying your gaze. I hope you enjoy. If you like what you see, hit that thumbs up, push the bell for future notifications, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Now let's get after the best version of you today. If you follow me on Spotify at Never Better Yoga, we are going to go ahead and we're going to push the start button all together right now. Then come with me. We're going to start on our mats laying down. So you're going to go ahead with a little bit of a stop before we start. So lay your entire body right on down on your mat. Just a little mini Shavasana. But when you get there, close your eyes, left hand on your heart, right hand on your belly. And then collectively, let's take a nice deep breath in. You can feel the rise of your chest, your lungs, your diaphragm lift up on the inhalation. Cap it off and sigh it audibly out your mouth. So allow that exhalation to help clear the slate for your practice today, whatever it took for you to get here. And just begin to settle into your breath. The movement of your breath in and out through your nose. There's a slight constriction at the back of your throat. It's just like a whispering sound that you can hear. And then go ahead and walk your feet laying down off of your mat to the right. Kind of move your arms in the same direction. So you're going to create a little bit of a C shape. So you've got your feet off the mat. You've got a nice long line of energy on the left side of your body. If you would like more, cross the left leg over the right. Take the right hand on the left wrist and even bend a little bit more, but I want you to hold. So flare your toes out, press your thigh bones down, crossing your ankles, fuse your legs together, and extend the left rib cage, those intercostal muscles in between. You're making a C shape. And breathe. Then release back to the center, walking your legs all the way off of the mat over to the left. And again, the same with your arms. And you can feel the extension on the right side body. A little deeper expression of the pose would be crossing the right leg over the left hand on right wrist with a little deeper side bend. The inhalation creates space. The exhalation helps you dive into that space that you create. Now release and walk back on to the center of your mat, bending your knees, but you're going to let them be at the width of your mat. Feet are planted, arms create a T, And just begin to wrench your knees side to side. So this is going to give you a little release in your lower back before we even begin. So just let that rinse help wash away anything not serving you today, whether it be mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Just rinse away, creating a clear slate so we can practice being in this place with the steadying and the focus of our gaze. So pull the soles of your feet together, knees wide, left hand on your heart, right hand on your belly, eyes closed down. So today, before we begin to flow, should you have a purpose, it could be a wish, a prayer for your practice, go ahead and draw it in to your heart. Solidify that single-minded intention, that dedication. And then when you have it, pick your feet up, your knees up, hang on to your shins, and create a little rock and roll. You might even slip either your hands on your shins or your hamstrings. But you're just going to create just a very gentle back and forth rock and roll. And then cross at the ankles, slide your body back right onto hands and knees, moving through cat and a little cow. So you're going to push the earth away, pulling your navel into your spine, and then arching the back, softening the space between your shoulders, dipping the belly. So push through cat and cow. See if you can move your breath in and out through your nose, bringing that focus, bringing the awareness to that sound that you make. It helps clear any chatter that might be inside your head. So in yoga, a steady gaze is called drishti. And in the book Perfectly Imperfect, Baron Baptiste, he even states that yoga practice is a meditation in action. And that meditation is grounded in drishti. So when we're in postures that we're holding, we can steady our gaze by focusing on some point. And when we're in movement, that point is going to shift from place to place. Shift your hands right and left and start to trace a circular motion with your hips. Yeah, let them travel around. Let your breath keep flowing. You might bend your arms. You might even let your head travel around a little bit. And then reverse the direction. Then go ahead, tuck your toes under, rock your hips back to your heels. Take your hands, slip the right hand inside the left. So right hand goes inside the left. You've got the backs of your hands toward each other. Yeah, it's a little different. Now, rise up with the backs of your hands touching. Soften your elbows. Lift up and over to the right. Soften the elbows. Lift up and over to the left. Now come back to the center. Release the hands. Brush and sweep as you bow your head down and the wings fly up behind your body. Your arms, your hands spread wide. Come back up and reverse it. You're going to take the backs of the hands with the left hand in front. Rise up, hips off heels, elbows soft, framing the crown of your head. Lift up and over to the left. Get a nice side bend. Push your hands apart, the backs of your hands. Push them apart from each other to widen your collarbone. Lean up and over to the right. Now this time, come back to the center, tee your arms and expand your heart. Let your arms shape that T, those goalpost style. Then lace your hands behind your body, slide them down the center in that Kali Mudra style. Let your head go up and maybe back. Release, come to hands and knees. Go chin, chest, belly as you slither down to your mat. Slide your hands off of your mat. Go ahead and push into the pads of your fingers. Pull your chin in towards your chest. Round your shoulders. Then roll them up and around as you lift the front body even higher. Should feel good. Pressing into the tops of your feet. Come back down. Do that again. Finger pads really press into the earth. Pull your chin in towards your chest as you lift up with a rounded upper back. Roll the shoulder heads up and back as the heart lifts even higher, lifting out of the side body. Soften your face and breathe. Lower back down, hands by ribs. Push up and back, hands and knees. Tuck your toes under, rock your hips towards your heels. Come into down dog. Now in your down dog, just pedal through your feet a little, pressing your heels back behind your second and third toe. Breathe. Now from your down dog, elevate your heels up. Maybe your hands need to be a little further away from your feet, but you want to be able to shift to high plank without moving your hands and feet, going back and forth between down dog and high plank pose. So pulling your heels up, squeezing your inner thighs in, protracting your shoulders, then unraveling your body, high plank asana. Exhale, up and back, down dog. One more time, pull the heels up, pull the belly in, shift shoulders over the wrists. This time, hold in high plank. Take the right leg, cross it over the left in high plank. Walk your hands back to your feet. Now your legs are crisscrossed. The left leg is going to be in front of the right. Take your hands and walk them off of your mat over to the right side. Left leg is in front of the right. Walk your hands over to the right, pulling the right hip back. Knees are soft, pinky toes are touching. Come back to the center now with legs crossed. Rise up nice and slow. Back of your mat, left leg in front of the right. Right hand, left wrist, side bend. Back to the center, left hand, right wrist, up and over to the left. Now collect your hands at heart center. With your legs crossed, just steady your gaze. We naturally find more balance when we have a steady gaze. We have a wandering gaze. We have a wandering mind. So just pick a point and find that place of balance. Then, keeping the right foot planted, lift the left leg up into crane. Keep the gaze steady. Soften the right knee, kick the left leg back, as you go ahead and let your hands walk out three-legged down dog with the left leg lifted. Roll open at the hip, bend the knee, flex the foot, spread the toes. Exhale, left knee to your nose. Round the back, tuck your chin. Inhale, stretch it back out, roll open at the hip. Exhale, left knee to nose again. Inhale, stretch it up and back, roll open at the hip. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose and take baby pulses. Go ahead and step the left foot forward. Let the right knee come down. Collect your hands in that Kali Mudra style. Index fingers go high, hips dip low. Now, tee the arms and open the heart. Collect your hands at heart center. Ring it out, right upper arm on the outside of the left front thigh. Thumbs in the center of your chest. Breathe. Now come back to the center, frame the left front leg. Dig the heel in. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, fold over that left front leg, plugging that left femur bone in as you bow down. Now, plant your hands as you soften the left leg. Pick up the right kneecap. Step back to high plank asana. From your high plank, move your hips up and back, down dog. From your down dog, elevate your heels. Breathe in. Bend your knees. Let them land on your mat. Point your toes, shift the shoulders over your wrists. Go chin, chest, belly, slither down. Retracting your shoulders, maybe up dog, palms of hands, tops of feet. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Do that one more time. Heels lift. Navel draws in, inner thighs squeeze toward each other, shoulders over the wrists, high plank. Drop your knees, point your toes, go chin, chest, belly, slither right down. Retract your shoulders, rise up, breathe in. Beautiful. Exhale, up and back, breathe out. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. As you shift this time to high plank, hold. Left leg's going to cross over the right. Squeeze your thighs together. Walk your hands back to your crisscrossed legs. This time the right leg is in front of the left. Walk your hands in a fold at the back of your mat, all the way off and over to the left, pulling the right hip back. Now walk your hands over to the right. Find from the left pinky finger, the left side of your body really expands. Back to the center with the right leg in front. Rise up, breathe in. Left hand, right wrist, bend left. Come back to the center. Right hand, left wrist, bend right. Now steady your gaze. Come back to the center with your legs still crossed. Collect your hands. Find the solid connection of the earth beneath you. Find the calming of your mind as you still that gaze, picking a point, balancing on the left leg. Elevate the right leg up into crane. Now, if you come out, no worries. You just go back in, finding your center. Soften the left leg. You're going to kick the right leg back and then let your hands do the walking as you walk right on out into three-legged down dog with a bent right leg, roll open at the hip. Exhale, right knee right to your nose. Inhale, stretch it up and back, roll open at the hip. Exhale, right knee to your nose. Inhale, stretch it up and back, roll open. This time, pull the right knee in with baby pulses so your right thigh comes in towards your chest. Your back is rounded, your chin is tucked. Then look forward as you step the right foot in between your hands. Left knee dips. Collect your hands in that Kali Mudra style. Offer the arms up, dip the hips low. Tee the arms, elevate the heart. Collect your hands at heart center. Left upper arm on the outside of the right front thigh. See if you can let your thumbs find the center of your chest, which will mean your right shoulder needs to draw back. Breathe. Now release that connection. Frame the right leg. Dig the right heel in. Runner's stretch. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold as you bow over that front leg, stretching that right hamstring out. Now, as you soften and bend the right leg, left toes tuck, you're going to hop to the top of your mat this time, coming into Utkatasana, chair pose. So I want you to really think about a solid, steady gaze, drawing your heels back, letting the thighs press apart with nice bent knees and light toes. From chair, rise up. Hook your thumbs, expand your heart. Exhale, dive over your legs, hinge, bend, and fold. Inhale and lengthen. Step or float your body back. Take it through vinyasa. Let the heart lift. Exhale your hips, up and back, down dog. From your down dog, build that internal heat, tapas, roll open at the hip. Knee to nose, one time, stepping the right foot up, crescent lunge. Rise up, breathe in, stretch your arms up high, high lunge. Exhale, set it down, let it go, let it flow. You choose the exit. You could let your knees come down. You can go chin, chest, belly. You can float back, fly back, move through high plank. You choose. Left leg lifts. Roll open at the hips. Smooth out your breath. Draw the left knee into the nose. Step the left foot forward. Steady your gaze, point to point on the rise. Pick another point on the inhalation. Hold. Exhale, set it down, let it go, let it flow. Inhaling on the rise up. Exhaling as you draw up and back, down dog. Hold up in your down dog and walk your feet in just a couple of inches. So we're going to move through Surya Namaskara B. So I'm going to call it out. It's going to build our heat. One breath, one move, but no rush. Here we go. Elevate your heels up on the inhalation. On the exhalation, bend your knees. Step, float, fly, feet to your hands. Come to Utkatasana, chair pose, thunderbolt. From thunderbolt, rise up, stand tall, open maybe your heart standing. Exhale, hinge, bend, and fold right over your legs. Inhale and lengthen. Step or float back. Take your body through vinyasa or take it out. All meeting back in down dog. Right leg inhales up, roll open at the hip. Knee to nose, one time, step it up, high lunge, way up on the ball of the back foot. Rise up, breathe in, smooth, steady gaze. Exhale, set it down, let it go, let it flow. Inhale, rise up. Point to point, you shift. Your steady gaze, calming your mind, smoothing out your breath. Left leg lifts, roll open at the hip. Knee to nose, step it in. Rise up, breathe in, lift out of your side bodies. Stable, steady. Draw your inner thighs in. Exhale, set it down, let it go, let it flow. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, hips draw up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Walk your dog in just a little bit, shorten it up. Breathe the heels up on the inhalation. On the exhalation, bend your knees. Step, hop, float, fly. Feet to your hands, chair pose. Thunderbolt. Inhale, rise up, open up, breathe in. Exhale, set it down, let it go, let it flow. You move from distraction to direction when you steady your gaze, point to point. Exhale up and back, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, roll open at the hip. Knee to nose, step it up, crescent lunge, root to rise, breathe in. Exhale, set it down, let it go, let it flow. Inhale, rise. Exhale, back. Last time, left leg takes a lift. Roll open at the hip. Knee to nose, step it up, crescent lunge. Rise up, breathe in. Exhale, set it down, let it go, let it flow. Empty your breath out. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, up and back. Downward facing dog. Hold. From your down dog, shift into high plank. From your high plank, this time, left leg crosses over the right first. Option to hold right here or take a push-up. Come back up, walk your hands back to your feet. Now the right leg is crossed over the left. Rise right up at the back of your mat. Right leg over left. Breathe in, stand tall. Right hand, left wrist, side bend. Up and over, left hand, right wrist, bend left. Right leg is in front of the left. Come back to the center. Part your arms out to the sides, east to west. Right leg is crossed over. Steadying your gaze. Eagle pose. Right leg slides up, maybe it hooks. Right arm scoops under or hug. Eagle. Eagles are focused. They're steady. They're stable. They don't sweat the small stuff. Draw your eagle into the nest. Unravel your wings. Come into airplane. Left leg is extended, arms alongside the body, palms lifted. Bend the left leg, fold at the waist, and walk out, three-legged dog. Roll open at the hip. Stay or flip inside out for wild thing. Right arm lifts. Bring it around, kiss the right kneecap. Step it up, crescent lunge. Come all the way up, high lunge, we've been here. back heel is lifted. Collect your hands, hinge at the waist, left upper arm on the outside of the right front thigh, pushing your palms into the center of your chest as your left seam of your inner thigh lifts. Up and around warrior two. Flip the right palm for peace. Turn it into side angle, full out or modified. Right forearm, right femur bone, right hand outside the right leg, left arm up and over. Breathe. Turn your side angle into Pasardo Padottanasana, a wide-legged fold. Right hand is going to stay down. Find balance in the hips. Left arm lifts up. Reverse it. Left hand down, pull the left hip back, let the right arm lift. Now, soften the right knee, float up, maybe right hand on a block, half moon pose, top of your mat, left leg is lifted. Perhaps you activate that Chapasana connection. If you've got it, hang on to it and rise up, moving into baby dancer. If you don't have it, just bend the left leg once you're standing. Steady your gaze. Kick the left leg back. Right arm forward. Sit it into Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, hinge, bend, and fold. Move your body through vinyasa. Inhale and lengthen. Stepper floated back. Take it on through. Letting your heart lift up. Back bend of choice. Exhale, hips up and back. Adho Mukha. Svanasana. Down dog. Shift back into high plank. Right leg crosses over the left. Now really feel the ankle bones fusing together. The inner thighs drawing in. Optional push-up. Come back up. Walk your hands back to your feet. Your left leg is in front of the right this time. Root to rise, stand up. Breathe in. Left hand, right wrist at the back of your mat. Keep your knees soft. Bend up and over to the left. Beautiful balance. Reverse it. Up and over to the right. Not an easy thing to do with your legs crossed. Come back to the center. Collect your hands at heart center and just feel the solid, stable connection that you have to the earth. Steadying your gaze, smoothing out your breath. Breathe. Part your arms east to west. Left leg is crossed over. Lift it up, slip into eagle pose. Left leg over, left arm under. Now, super slowly, draw your focused eagle into the nest, rounding your back, tucking your chin, and then unravel coming into airplane. So the right leg straightens out, left leg lifts, wings come alongside your body. Bend the right leg, walk out, three-legged down dog, left leg rolls open at the hip. Stay or maybe flip inside out for wild thing. Left arm up and overhead, breathe. Left arm lifts. Bring it back around. Kiss the left kneecap right up the center line. Step the left leg forward. High lunge, crescent lunge, breathe in. Exhale, breathe out, collect your hands, hinge at the waist, and twist. Right upper arm outside the left front thigh. So see if you can really get a nice deep hook. Keep lifting the seam of the right inner thigh and let your thumbs come to the center of your chest as you peel the left shoulder blade back. Up and around, warrior two. Steady your gaze. Flip the left palm. Peace. Bring it into side angle. Modified or full out. Right arm up and over, left leg bent. Plug the right shoulder head in. Maybe gaze up and under the right arm. Breathe. Turn your side angle into a wide-legged fold. This time, walk your hands through the center as you bow down. Now, if you're a headstander and you want a tripod headstand, you could always try it right here. Or just keep walking your hands and let the crown of your head hang heavy. If you're going upside down, just know that as your perspective shifts, your gaze shifts, things look different. If you were standing on top of the Grand Canyon, looking down, your perspective would be very different than if you were down at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, looking up. Walk your hands in the opposite direction. Draw your hips back. Then left hand down, right arm lifts. Twist to the back of the house. Then reverse it. Right hand down, keep the hips squared up. Left arm lifts. Now pivot with the left toes facing front. Maybe left hand goes on a block. Float up. Half moon pose. Ardha Chandrasana. Shine from the inside out. So pose to pose, you pick different points to steady your gaze. Maybe a Chapasana connection here. If you can reach back with the right hand to connect to the right foot, ankle or shin, then draw it in as you rise up. Baby dancer. The right hand slips on the big toe side. Right leg kicks back. Left arm lifts. Then sit it into Utkatasana chair pose. Reach your arms forward, tailbone back, turning it into half of a chair. Lower all the way down. Wrap your arms around your shins, round your back, point your toes. Apanasana. Breathe. Now, plant your feet the width of your hips. Bring your hands back behind your body, but your thumbs are going to go in. Your pinky fingers are going to go out. Soften the elbows. Lift the center of the chest, the sternum, the breastbone. And then elevate the hips. Now you can keep your chin in, or you can let your head go up and back. You choose, you decide. Reverse tabletop. Now lower back down. Cross the right leg over the left. Keep your hands right where they are. Pop the hips back up. Breathe in. Lower back down. Breathe out. Do one more just like that. Pop the hips up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower back down. Now reverse it. Right foot plants, left leg across. Open up the hip through the hip joint. Plant that right foot solid. Lift the hips up as the left hip opens through the hip, not the knee. Lower the hips back down. One more time. Root to rise. Breathe in, shift high, lift up. Lower back down. Go ahead and straighten your legs out. Slip your forearms down. Press down to let the heart lift. Fish pose. Maybe the head goes up and back. Maybe your chin stays more in. You choose, you decide. Now lay all the way onto your back. Capture your hand underneath your hamstrings. And you're actually going to roll around on your back, either lacing your hands, letting your knees be wider than your hips. So they're going to come to the outsides of your body, pressing your tailbone down. Now reverse that direction. Your feet are rolling around your ankles. And go ahead to find happy baby. Hands to the outside edges of your feet. If you'd like to try another variation, slip your arms inside, outside edges of your feet, pull down. Breathe. Now you can stay, or perhaps you move into a Upavista expression, maybe hands on the insides of the thighs, maybe peace fingers around your big toes, but the tailbone draws down, steadying your gaze. Now bring your legs back in. Feet are going to plant to the width of your hips. Palms are going to be down. Head is down. Feet are down. Hips are going to rise up as you come into Setu Bandha bridge pose. Breathe. Lower back down. Cross the right leg over the left. Rise back up. Setu Bandha with the left foot planted. Hips elevate up. Right leg crossed over left. Breathe. Lower back down, plant the right foot, left leg crosses over the right. Make that shape of a 4 and then push down. Even the back of your head pushes into the mat, palms down, right foot down, hips lift, left hip opens. Lower back down. Now stay with the left leg crossed over. Pick the right leg up, and you can either lace your hands under the right hamstring for supine pigeon, or slip the knees where your hands can slip to the outsides of your feet. Gomukhasana, cow face with your hands to your feet, pressing in, opening up the hips. Breathe. Unravel and reverse. Right leg crosses over. Hands might slip under the left hamstring. You might lace your hands around the left shin, or you might keep sliding the right leg across. Your knees knock, your hands reach to your feet. Your feet press into your hands as you open up your hips. Breathe. Unravel the left leg long, hug the right shin in, and roll the right hip over the left, letting the right arm create a T shape and looking and taking your steady gaze to the right. So a wandering gaze brings a wandering mind. A focused, steady gaze brings a calm mind. And then reverse it. Come back onto your back. Hug the right shin in. Let the left shin draw in, right leg long. Right hand on the outside of the left leg and rotate. Let the spine twist. Breathe into the twist. Now slip back onto your back, right back where we started with that beginning with a stop before we start. Now we're settling in to our final resting pose, Shavasana. So you tuck your shoulder blades underneath, your palms just face up towards the heavens, being ready to receive the blessings of the day. And even with your eyes closed, you can just use the third eye, right in the center of your forehead, the third eye. You can draw in to find that stillness. Now, if you can stay today, maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe even 15 minutes on your mat, just feel free to turn the video off and find that rest in Shavasana, shutting out the outside senses. In Sanskrit, it's called pratyahara. If you're coming with me, bring movement back to your fingers and your toes. And as you bend your knees, just make that shift over onto your right side into that fetal position, that place where it all began. And then just help yourself back into your day, coming to that sweet seat, Sukhasana, to finish off, sweeping your arms out and up, carrying the gifts, the graces, and the blessings that you've been given, and drawing them into your heart as you solidify your purpose for today's practice, and as you steady your gaze, as you move through your week, drawing focus into your life. Let that focus bring peace, a sense of calm, love, and joy to your life so you can share it with others. Let's finish off with one Om to home. Sip your breath in. Om. Now go on out and be a blessing. Namaste.